The Korean Space Agency building rose high into the sky. Its glass walls shined in the morning sun. Flags from many countries flew outside for the special event. Jia walked beside Yum-ho and Do-yeon. All three wore nice clothes to blend in with the visitors. Minji had gone ahead with her old ID card. "Remember the plan," Do-yeon whispered. "Act normal until we reach the main communication floor." Jia nodded. The small device was hidden in Yum-ho's bag. It didn't look special, but it might save the world. Security guards checked their fake passes at the entrance. Jia held her breath. The guard looked at her face, then at her pass, and nodded. They were in. The main hall was full of important people. Scientists, government officials, and news reporters moved around, talking and drinking coffee. "So many of them aren't human," Jia whispered. With her special vision, she could see a faint glow around many of the guests. "At least half the people here are aliens." "Stay calm," Yum-ho said. "Minji should have the service elevator ready by now." They walked casually toward the back of the hall. No one paid attention to them. Why would they? Jia was just a girl. Yum-ho and Do-yeon looked like regular staff. Minji was waiting by a service door. "Hurry," she said. "I've disabled the cameras on the upper floors, but it won't last long." The elevator took them to the 47th floor, the communication center. When the doors opened, 2 security guards stood there. "You can't be here," one said, reaching for his radio. Do-yeon moved quickly. He used a small device that made both guards fall to the floor, asleep. "We have maybe 10 minutes before someone notices they're not responding," Do-yeon said, dragging the guards into a closet. The communication room was huge. Screens covered the walls, showing data from around the world. In the center was a large circular desk with controls. "There," Yum-ho pointed. "That's the main array. It connects to all their satellites." Minji went to work on the computers. "I need 2 minutes to override their security." Alarms suddenly blared throughout the building. "They know we're here," Do-yeon said, looking at a security screen. "They're coming up now." "How much longer?" Yum-ho asked Minji. "Almost there." "Got it. The system is open." Yum-ho quickly connected their device to the main controls. He turned to Jia. "Are you ready?" Jia's heart was beating fast. She was scared, but she thought of all the people who couldn't see what she could see. They deserved to know the truth. "I'm ready." Yum-ho placed the small helmet on her head. It fit tightly against her temples. "Once I turn it on, try to focus on what you see. The aliens, their ships, their real forms. The device will capture and broadcast your vision." They heard footsteps outside. Many people were coming. "I'll hold them off," Do-yeon said, moving to the door with his stun device. "Just get the broadcast out." The door burst open. Men in suits rushed in. Do-yeon fought bravely, making some fall back, but there were too many. "Now, Yum-ho," Minji shouted, typing frantically on the computer. Yum-ho turned on the device. Pain shot through Jia's head. It felt like fire in her brain. But she kept her eyes open, focusing on what she could see. The aliens were shedding their human disguises now. Their true forms were tall and strange, with skin that changed colors and eyes that glowed. "It's working," Minji shouted. "The broadcast is going out worldwide." More aliens poured into the room. Do-yeon was on the floor now, hurt but still fighting. "Keep going, Jia," Yum-ho urged. "Just a little longer." The pain was terrible. Jia felt like her head would split open, but she focused harder, pushing her vision out through the device. The ordinary girl was showing the world what she alone could see. And it was changing everything. Jia's lungs burned as she ran behind Ta. The men in suits were getting closer. "This way." Ta pulled her down a narrow side path. They ran through a maintenance door that led under a bridge. Inside was a small room with computers and screens. 2 people looked up as they burst in. "We have company," Ta said. out of breath. A tall man with short hair nodded and pressed a button. The door locked with a heavy click. "Jia, meet Do-hyun and Minji," Ta said, pointing to the man and a woman with glasses who sat at a computer. "They're part of the resistance." "Hello, Jia," Minji said with a kind smile. "We've been hoping to meet you." "How did they find us?" Do-hyun asked Ta. "I don't know. They must be tracking her already." Jia felt afraid. "Tracking me? How?" "Your phone, maybe, or your school records," Minji said. "Once they know someone can see them, they'd watch that person carefully." A screen on the wall showed the men in suits outside. They were scanning the area with strange devices. "We need to start your training right away," Ta said to Jia. "We don't have much time." "Training for what?" Jia asked. "To use your gift," Do-hyun said. "You can see them, but that's just the beginning." Over the next 3 weeks, Jia led a double life. During the day, she went to school as usual. At night, she trained with the resistance. She learned that her ability wasn't just seeing the alien ships. She could also sense when the aliens themselves were near. Her brain picked up on tiny differences that others missed. "Focus," Minji told her during one training session. "Close your eyes. Listen with your mind, not your ears." Jia concentrated. She could feel a buzz, like electricity but somehow alive. "I sense something. 3 blocks away. Moving east." Minji checked her computer and smiled. "Exactly right. Your skill is growing stronger." Do-hyun taught her how to use special devices to record the aliens' communication signals. "Each alien gives off a unique pattern," he explained. "Like a fingerprint. With practice, you can tell them apart." Ta showed her maps of where the aliens had placed their people. Government buildings, TV stations, the space agency. They were taking control of places that shaped what people thought and believed. "Why doesn't the resistance tell everyone?" Jia asked. "Show people proof." "We've tried," Ta said. "People who speak out disappear or are called crazy. The collective controls too much already." One evening, Jia got a message from Jun. He was in the hospital after falling down some stairs at school. The message said he couldn't remember what happened. When Jia visited him, Jun looked afraid. "Someone pushed me," he whispered, "after I asked about you and why you were acting strange lately." Jia felt cold all over. "Did you see who?" Teacher Sue was nearby. But Jun's voice dropped even lower. Her eyes looked wrong. Just for a second. Like they glowed. Jia's hands shook as she called Tai after leaving the hospital. "They're watching my friends now," she said. "Jun was hurt because of me." "Come to the base immediately," Ta said, his voice urgent. "Don't go home." "Why? What's happening?" "We just intercepted a message. They're planning a citywide sweep tonight. They're looking for people like us. Your name is on their list." Jia froze in the middle of the street. "My parents. We'll send someone for them. But you need to get to safety now." As Jia ran toward the resistance base, she saw police cars racing through the streets. Above them, the alien ships were moving in new patterns, faster, more purposeful. The ordinary girl was becoming their most wanted target. Jo Kim sat at her desk, trying not to fall asleep. The teacher's voice droned on about math problems that Jia had already solved 10 minutes ago. She wasn't smart, not really. She just worked faster than others sometimes. Outside the classroom window, the tall buildings of Neo-Seoul gleamed in the afternoon sun. The city had been built after the Great Floods 30 years ago. Old Seoul was mostly underwater now. "Jia, are you paying attention?" The teacher's sharp voice made her jump. "Yes, Teacher Sue," she said quickly. Some kids laughed. Jia's cheeks turned red. She was used to this, being noticed only when she did something wrong. At 17, Jia was average in almost every way. Average height, average grades, average looks with her shoulder-length black hair and round face. No special talents that made her stand out. Not good enough at sports to be on a team. Not bad enough to be in trouble. Just there. When the final bell rang, Jia packed her things slowly. No one waited for her. Her one friend, Jun, was out sick today. Don't forget your science reports are due tomorrow. Teacher Sue called as students rushed out. Jia walked home alone through the crowded streets. Flying cars zoomed overhead. Holograms flashed ads for the newest tech gadgets. A robot street cleaner politely asked her to step aside. Her family lived in a small apartment on the 32nd floor of a building on the edge of the city. It wasn't fancy, but it had a good view of the stars at night. That's what mattered most to Jia. "I'm home," she called, slipping off her shoes at the door. Her mother, Yeon, looked up from her cooking. "How was school?" "Fine," Jia said, the same answer she gave every day. Her father, Hyun, worked late at the city's water recycling plant. He wouldn't be home for hours. After dinner, Jia finished her homework quickly. Then she did what she always did. She climbed the emergency stairs to the roof of their building. The rooftop was off-limits to residents, but Jia had found ways to bypass the security lock months ago. No one ever checked the cameras up here. Why would they? It was just a plain concrete slab with some vents and satellite dishes. Jia set up her small telescope. It wasn't fancy, just a gift from her parents on her 15th birthday. But on clear nights like tonight, it showed her the stars that were changing. For 3 weeks now, Jia had noticed something strange. A pattern of lights that moved in ways stars shouldn't move. They blinked in sequences. They made shades. Sometimes, they seemed to pulse. She took out her notebook and began to record what she saw, just like she had done every night. The notebook was half full now with dates, times, and drawings of the patterns. "There you are again," she whispered as a cluster of lights began to move in a perfect triangle. Jia quickly drew the pattern and noted the time. Her phone buzzed. A message from her mother. "It's late. Come inside." Jia sighed and packed up her telescope. Her parents worried about her spending so much time alone on the roof. They thought star watching was just a hobby, something to keep her busy. "You should spend more time with friends," her father often said. But what would friends do if she told them about the lights? Laugh, probably. Or worse, ignore her. No one took Jia seriously. She was just a girl, ordinary in every way. Except for one thing. She could see what others couldn't. As she closed the roof door behind her, Jia didn't notice the small drone hovering in the distance. She didn't see its camera zoom in on her notebook. She didn't know that someone was very interested in what this ordinary girl had discovered. Jia Kim was just a girl, but not for much longer. The pain was too much. Jia screamed but kept her eyes open. The device on her head felt like it was burning into her skin. 60 seconds more. Minji shouted over the chaos. All around the world, people watched in shock as their screens changed. TV shows disappeared. Phone calls stopped. Instead, everyone saw the same thing. The aliens' true forms. In the Korean Space Agency, the aliens were angry. They rushed toward Jia, trying to stop the broadcast. Do-hyun fought them with everything he had, but they knocked him down again. Young-ho stood in front of Jia, protecting her. "Just a little longer," he told her. Jia's mind stretched beyond the room, beyond the building. She could somehow feel millions of people seeing through her eyes, gasping, screaming, understanding at last. She pushed harder, showing them the alien ships, the terraforming machines, the plans to change Earth's air. An alien grabbed Young-ho and threw him across the room. Another reached for Jia. But then something amazing happened. On the security screens, they could see the lobby of the building. Humans were fighting back. Guards and visitors who now saw the aliens for what they were began attacking them. "It's working," Minji cried out. "People are fighting back everywhere." The alien reaching for Jia suddenly stopped. It held its head as if in pain. All the aliens in the room did the same. "Their network," Young-ho said, pulling himself up from the floor. The broadcast is affecting their communication system. The aliens began moving strangely, bumping into each other, confused. Some ran from the room. After 90 seconds of broadcast, Jia couldn't take any more. Her eyes rolled back, and she collapsed. Jia. Young Ho caught her before she hit the floor. Is she? Minji couldn't finish the question. Young Ho checked her pulse. She's alive, but we need to get her medical help now. Do-young limped over to them. Look at the screens. All around the world, humans were seeing the truth. In New York, London, Tokyo, everywhere, people were fighting the aliens. Military forces that had been kept in the dark now saw their real enemy. We need to go, Minji said. This building isn't safe. Young Ho carried Jia to the elevator. They made it to the lobby, which was now in chaos. Humans fought aliens who were trying to escape. No one stopped them as they carried Jia outside. 3 months later, Jia sat in a wheelchair in a park, the same park where she had first met Ta. Her body was slowly healing, but her mind had been changed forever. Young Ho sat beside her. The doctors say you can start walking practice next week. Jia nodded. She didn't need to speak much these days. Her connection to the world had been permanently altered by the device. Sometimes she could still see things others couldn't, hints of ships far away, traces of energy in the air. The cleanup is going well, Young Ho continued. The last alien stronghold in South America fell yesterday. The terraforming machines have all been shut down. Jia smiled. The air felt cleaner already. Earth was healing. A family walked by. The parents nodded respectfully at Jia. Everyone knew her face now. The girl who had saved the world. Your parents will be here tomorrow, Young Ho said. They can't wait to see you. Tears filled Jia's eyes. Her family was safe. June had recovered. Many had been lost, including Tai, but humanity had survived. She looked up at the sky. It was clear and blue again. But her special vision showed her something new, a different pattern of lights. Not the collective this time. Something else. I see something, she whispered to Young Ho. He looked alarmed. Aliens? No, different. Maybe. Friends. Jia smiled again. The universe was bigger and stranger than anyone had known, and she would help humanity face whatever came next. The ordinary girl had changed everything, and in the process, she had changed herself too. Everyone stay with your group, Teacher Sue called over the noise of 30 excited students. The Korean Space Agency Museum was huge. Jia had never been here before. Her class walked past old spacesuits, models of rockets and glowing holograms of the solar system. Jia stayed at the back of the group. Her friend June walked beside her, finally back after being sick. Look at that, Jun said, pointing to a large display about satellites. But Jia wasn't listening. Her eyes were fixed on a small screen showing current images from space. There, in the corner of one picture, was a familiar pattern. The same triangle of lights she had seen from her rooftop. Jia. Joan waved a hand in front of her face. Sorry, she said. I need to look at something. Jia walked quickly to the display. The image changed to something else before she got there. She looked for a way to go back to the previous picture. A museum worker in a blue uniform stood nearby. His name tag read Han. Excuse me, Jia said. Can you show me that last picture again? The one with the stars near the moon. Han looked at her strangely. What picture? There was no picture of stars just now. Only satellite images of Earth. But I saw it. There was a triangle pattern of lights. Han's friendly smile disappeared. You must be mistaken. I'm not. Please, can you just check? Jia pulled out her notebook. It looked like this. She showed him her drawing. Han's face went pale. He touched something on his wrist. I think you should rejoin your group now. But 2 security guards appeared suddenly. One took Jia by the arm. Come with us, please. What's happening? I didn't do anything wrong. Jia tried to pull away. Teacher Sue rushed over. What's going on? This is my student. She was trying to access restricted information, Han said stiffly. I was just asking about a picture, Jia protested. The guards loosened their grip but stayed close. Teacher Sue looked angry. Jia, this is unacceptable. Go wait by the entrance. We'll discuss this when we get back to school. Everyone was staring now. Jia felt her face burn with shame. She walked to the entrance, the guards following a few steps behind. She sat alone for 2 hours until the field trip ended. On the ride back to school, no one would sit with her. Even Jum kept his distance. That night, Jia couldn't sleep. Why had they reacted that way to a simple question? What were they hiding? She didn't go to the roof. She was too afraid someone might be watching. Instead, she sat at her desk and looked through her notebook of star patterns. Her computer made a soft sound. A message had appeared on her screen. Be careful who you show your drawings to. Jia stared at the words. Who sent this? How did they know about her drawings? Another message appeared. The people at the museum are hiding something. You saw what they don't want anyone to see. Jia's hands shook as she typed. Who are you? Someone who sees the lights too. My name is Ta. What you're seeing isn't stars. They're ships. Ships, like spaceships. Yes, most people can't see them. Their eyes can't process the light frequency. But you can. That makes you special. And dangerous. Jia thought about the guards, about Han's face when she showed him her notebook. Why are they hiding this? Are the ships attacking us? Not attacking. Invading. Slowly. They've been here for years. Jia felt cold all over. Aliens? That's impossible. Meet me tomorrow if you want proof. Come to Riverside Park at 4 p.m. Come alone. Delete these messages when you're done. The messages vanished from her screen before she could respond. Jia closed her notebook and looked out her window at the night sky. The triangle of lights was there again, moving slowly across the stars. Ships, alien ships. And somehow, Jia could see them when others couldn't. The ordinary girl had made an extraordinary discovery. Jia checked her watch again. 4:05 p.m. She had been waiting at Riverside Park for 10 minutes. Had coming here been a mistake? The park was quiet on a weekday afternoon. A few elderly people sat on benches. A mother pushed a stroller along the path. An old cleaning robot picked up trash near the water. Hello, Jia. She jumped at the voice behind her. A man stood there, maybe in his 30s. He wore simple clothes and glasses. Nothing about him seemed special or strange. Are you Ta? She asked. He nodded. Thank you for coming. Please, walk with me. They walked along the river path. Ta kept looking around, as if checking for something. How do you know about me? Jia asked. I worked at the Korean Space Agency for 8 years, Ta said. I was a scientist studying unusual light patterns in space. 3 years ago, I discovered what you found, that the lights move in ways stars cannot. At the museum yesterday. Yes, Han recognized your drawing. He reported you immediately. Jia felt cold despite the warm day. You said they're ships. Alien ships. Ta nodded. They belong to a group we call the Collective. They've been watching Earth for decades. 5 years ago, they started arriving in larger numbers. But why can't most people see them? Tai stopped walking and faced her. The Collective uses a special technology that hides them from human eyes. It's like a filter that tricks the brain. But about 1 in 10,000 humans has a different kind of brain wiring. These people can see through the filter. People like us, Jia said quietly. Yes, when I reported what I saw, they said I was hallucinating. They ran tests on me, then fired me. Later, I found others who could see the ships too. We formed a group, a resistance. Jia looked up at the sky. It was still daylight, but she knew the ships would be there, invisible to almost everyone. What do they want? These aliens. Tay's face grew serious. Control. They're slowly replacing important people. Government officials, scientists, business leaders. They can make themselves look human, like body snatchers. Jia had seen old movies about that. No, they don't take over bodies. They use advanced technology to create perfect human disguises. And they're very patient. Their plan spans decades, not days. Jia thought of Han at the museum, how quickly the guards had appeared when she showed her drawing. Are they at the space agency? They're everywhere, Ta said. But yes, they control most space programs now. That's why no one reports the strange lights. That's why they reacted so strongly to your notebook. Tai reached into his pocket and pulled out a small device that looked like a phone. This can help you see them better. It enhances your natural ability. The screen showed the sky above them, and there they were, dozens of small ships hovering high above Neo Seoul. There are so many, Jia whispered. This is why we need you, Jia. People who can see through their disguise are rare, and you seem to have an unusually strong ability. The way you documented the patterns shows you can see details others miss. What can I do? I'm just a high school student. No one listens to me. Ta smiled. Sometimes the person no one notices is the most dangerous of all. Will you help us? Before Jia could answer, Tai suddenly grabbed her arm. We need to move. Now. Two men in dark suits were walking quickly toward them from both ends of the path. Are they? Jia didn't finish the question. Yes, Ta said. They found us. Run. The ordinary girl who could see extraordinary things was now running for her life. Jia ran through the dark streets of Neo Seoul. Police drones flew overhead, their searchlights sweeping across buildings and roads. Her phone rang. It was her mother. Jia, where are you? Men came to our apartment. They said they were police, but your father thought something was wrong. We didn't let them in. Mom, listen carefully, Jia said, still running. You and Dad need to leave right now. Go to Grandma's old house in the countryside. Don't tell anyone where you're going. What's happening? Are you in trouble? I can't explain now. Please trust me. I'll contact you when I can. After hanging up, Jia turned a corner and almost ran into a police officer. He reached for her arm. Stop right there. Something hit the officer from behind. He fell to the ground. Do-yeon stood there, holding a strange-looking device. This way, he said, grabbing Jia's hand. The others are waiting. They ran to a small electric car. Todd was in the driver's seat with Minji beside him. Get in, Ta shouted. As they drove away, Jia looked back. More police cars were arriving. Above them, she could see the alien ships moving in formation. They raided all our safe houses at once, Minji explained. They've been planning this for weeks. My parents. We have people watching them, Ta said. If they leave as you told them, they should be safe. Where are we going? Jia asked. The only place they won't look, Do-yeon said. Old Seoul. The car headed toward the flooded areas of the original city. Most of Old Seoul had been underwater for decades after the sea levels rose. The tops of old skyscrapers stuck out of the water like ancient monuments. They drove onto a raised road that led to a half-submerged building. The car stopped at a hidden entrance. Quickly, Ta said. Inside, they took an old elevator down below the water level. Jia was surprised to find an entire underground complex. Dozens of people worked at computers or tested equipment. Welcome to the main resistance base, Minji said. We've been building this for years. A young man approached them. He had friendly eyes and a serious face. This is Young Ho. Tai introduced him. Our best engineer. He's been working on something special. Young Ho nodded to Jia. So you're the girl who can see them so clearly. We've been hoping to find someone like you. He led them to a large room filled with strange machines. In the center was something that looked like a helmet with wires coming out of it. What is that? Jia asked. A device that might change everything, Young Ho said. It can amplify your ability. Take what you can see. and potentially broadcast it to others. You mean make everyone see the aliens? Ja was amazed. That's the idea, Ta said. But we've never had someone with a strong enough natural ability to test it. Until now, Minji added, looking at Ja. Young Ho pointed to a wall of screens showing news feeds from around the world. The aliens aren't just in Korea, he explained. They're everywhere. London, New York, Beijing. They'd been slowly taking control for years. One screen showed Ja's neighborhood. Police and men in dark suits were going door to door. Another screen showed her school, where teacher Sue was talking to officers. They're looking for me, Jia said quietly. Not just you, Do-Yun said. Anyone who can see them. They're making their final move. Young Ho held up the strange helmet. This might be our only chance to stop them, but we need you to make it work. Jia stared at the helmet. She thought of her parents, of Jum in the hospital, of all the people who couldn't see the danger above them. What do I need to do? She asked. The ordinary girl was about to make an extraordinary choice. Young Ho carefully placed the helmet on Jia's head. Cool metal touched her temples, wires connected to a large machine nearby. Don't be afraid, he said kindly. This first test is just to measure your ability. Jia sat in a chair in the center of the lab. Tai, Minji, and Do-Yun watched from behind a glass wall. Ready? Young Ho asked. Jia nodded. Young Ho pressed a button. The world changed. Suddenly, Jia could see through walls. She could see the alien ships more clearly than ever before. She could even see faint outlines around certain people in the base, humans who had been near aliens recently. What do you see? Young Ho's voice seemed far away. Everything, Jia whispered. I can see patterns in the air, energy fields, and the ships. I can see inside them now. Young Ho looked excited. He typed quickly on his computer. Her readings are stronger than anything we've ever recorded, he told the others. She might actually be able to power the broadcast. The test lasted only 5 minutes, but Jia felt tired afterward. Her head hurt slightly. You did great, Minji said, bringing her water. Rest now. Later that evening, the resistance leaders gathered to make plans. Jia sat with them, still feeling strange from the test. The device needs more work, Young Ho explained. But with Jia's level of ability, I think we can make it broadcast to the main communication satellites. Everyone watching TV, using phones, or connected to the internet would see what Jia sees. How soon? Tai asked. 3 days, maybe 4. Do-Yun shook his head. We might not have that long. Look. He pointed to a screen showing a news report. Strange weather events were happening worldwide. Storms with unusual patterns. Colored lightning. The reporter called it climate anomalies. That's not weather, Ta said grimly. That's terraforming. They're changing Earth's atmosphere to suit themselves. Terraforming? Jia asked. Making Earth more like their home planet, Minji explained. What humans have called climate change was actually the first stage of their plan. Now they're speeding it up. They're getting ready for full invasion. An alarm suddenly blared through the base. Red lights flashed. We've been found, someone shouted. On the security screens, Jia saw boats approaching the building. Men in dark suits were coming from all directions. How did they find us? Do-Yun asked. It doesn't matter, Ta said. We need to evacuate. Get the device and all essential equipment. Everyone moved quickly. People grabbed computers and files. Some picked up weapons. Young Ho carefully packed the helmet and its main components. We need to go to our backup site. The device isn't ready, but I can finish it there. The first explosions shook the building. The aliens were blasting their way in. This way. Minji led them toward an emergency exit. As they ran, part of the ceiling collapsed. Do-Yun pulled Jia back just in time. Dust filled the air. Go, Ta shouted, pushing them forward. Get to the underwater tunnels. They reached a large door. Beyond it were tunnels that led to safety. Young Ho and Minji went through first with the device. Jia was next. But when she looked back, she saw Todd wasn't following. He was closing the door from the other side. "What are you doing?" Jia cried. "Someone needs to hold them off," Ta said. "Give you time to escape." "No, come with us." Ta smiled sadly. "The device is what matters." "You are what matters, Jia. You can show the world the truth." The door closed between them. The last thing Jia saw was Ta turning to face the approaching aliens, a weapon in his hand. The ordinary girl felt extraordinary pain as she lost her first friend in this war. Tears ran down Jia's face as Do-hyun pulled her through the dark underwater tunnel. The sound of explosions grew fainter behind them. "We have to keep moving," Do-hyun said gently. "Ta gave us this chance." After what seemed like hours, they reached the backup base. It was smaller than the first one, just a few rooms hidden inside an old subway station beneath Old Seoul. Young Ho was already setting up the helmet device. His hands worked quickly, but his eyes were red from crying. Ta knew the risks, Minji said, putting a hand on Joe's shoulder. He believed in this cause more than anyone. Jia wiped her tears. How many others were lost? "At least 12, Do-hyun said. "Maybe more. We're still waiting for others to arrive." By morning, only 30 resistance members had made it to the backup base. The rest were either captured or dead. "We're all that's left," Minji said during their meeting. "The other resistance cells around the world have gone silent." On the screens, they watched news reports about terrorist attacks being stopped by police. The aliens were using human media to hunt down anyone who could see them. "The terraforming is getting worse," Do-hyun said, showing satellite images. "The atmosphere is changing faster than we predicted. In a month, it will start affecting humans. In 6 months, Earth will be more suited to them than to us." Young Ho stood up. "The device is almost ready, but we have a problem. We need to broadcast from somewhere with access to global communication networks." "The Korean Space Agency," Jia said. Everyone looked at her. "That's where they control everything from, right? The museum is connected to their main building." "That's suicide," someone said. "The place will be full of them." "But Jia's right," Minji said. "The KSA has direct links to satellites worldwide. If we can connect our device to their system, even for a few minutes, everyone on Earth would see the truth." Young Ho nodded. "It could work, but..." He looked at Jia. "The full broadcast would put enormous strain on your brain. The test was just a small sample. A global broadcast might..." He didn't finish. "It might kill me," Jia said simply. The room went quiet. Do-hyun shook his head. "We can't ask that of you. You're just a girl." Jia thought of Ta, of her parents who were in hiding, of June in the hospital. She thought of all the humans who couldn't see what was coming for them. "I was nobody," she said quietly. "Maybe that's why I'm the perfect person to save everybody." "There has to be another way," Minji argued. "There isn't time," Young Ho said. "The terraforming is accelerating. If we wait, it will be too late." Jia stood up. "I'll do it." Over the next day, they made their plan. The KSA was hosting a public event to calm fears about the strange weather. Important people from around the world would be there. "Many of them will be aliens in disguise," Do-hyun explained. "But that works for us. Their leaders will be gathered in one place." Young Ho modified the helmet to make it smaller and more portable. "Once we connect this to their main communication array, Jia's broadcast will override all signals." "How do we get in?" Jia asked. "I still have my old ID card," Minji said. "And we've made fake passes for the rest of you. But once inside, we'll only have minutes before they realize who we are." That night, Jia couldn't sleep. She looked at the small device that might save humanity but end her life. "Are you afraid?" Young Ho asked, sitting beside her. "Yes," Jia admitted, "but also ready. My whole life, I was just a quiet girl no one noticed. Now I can do something that matters. The ordinary girl had found her extraordinary purpose.